Good morning. Mm-mm-mm. Good morning. Good morning. I believe I am now live. So, hello, welcome. Good having you guys here. I've been enjoying the videos. Appreciate the likes, the comments. It's been great. So today, let's get into it because it's a big topic, like it always is. And I don't know, maybe one of the biggest growth things I can have throughout this process is how to deliver a effective message. Yet these topics are so big. So maybe this one's a series again. We'll call today the business owner mindset. There's just so many little things that we need to understand and shift our perspective as a business owner to have success. So I'm going to do my best to get through them. I just know we probably won't. So we'll come back on a later date. Okay. So talk about being in business. If that's you, you're going into business, you're already in business, or you just want to know how to take it to the next level. This is what we're going to talk about today. So I I I assume most or a lot people who's plugging in or zooming in maybe don't have the business background yet. So I'm going to talk from that point of view because when I first started in business, my whole life I've been an employee. So to have success and continually grow as a business owner, there are certain things I had to do. So here are some tips. So we're going to dive right into it. The first one I would say is to have the end in mind. You got to start with some goals, some dreams, whatever the outcome is. You see, in our life, this is kind of how it works, right? We either go to gaining pleasure or avoiding pain. That's how it always works. It's either fear based or some sort of an inspiration driven action. So when I worked for somebody else, it was definitely fear based. I know if I didn't show up on time, I didn't do the work necessary, I was going to get let go. And if I get let go, then I'm unable to earn an income for my family. So that was easy. It was a decision made. No matter how tired or how much I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to go and do it because that's just kind of how having a job works. And when we go to having a business, we sometimes confuse or mistaken the flexibility of time to the control of time. We don't really have complete control of time until we're financially independent, right? So the flexibility time means there's still work that needs to be done in business. We just have a choice on when we do it, and it's not a set amount of hours. So to not let ourselves off the hook, we need to have that goal in mind. We need to have that outcome, that dream, whatever it might be, uh, face forefront, face center all the time. And we recommend we read it multiple times a day, envision it multiple times a day to keep us on track, right? Because our emotions go like this, up and down all the time, right? And once again, with the background of employee working there, that's easy. I'm just going to tough it out, power it through. As a matter of fact, I remember there's days when I'm sick. I don't want to get fired, so I'll show up to work to let them see that I'm sick, just so I can get let go half day through. So we need to have that kind of a commitment and that kind of grit in running our own business. And the way I found it to be the most healthy is not from a fear base; it's more from an inspiration driven. What is it that I want to accomplish? Right. So we call that peak to peak, valley to valley. That's just how our emotion is going to be. And the goals kind of keep us level. Right. We want to avoid from making decisions when we're at a low, and we want to avoid from making promises when we're on a high. And what kind of levels us off is just knowing what our long term goal and long term um, outcome is. Right. So forefront, face center, that would kind of help us move forward in business a lot smoother than not having it. Okay, that's kind of my first take. The first point is just having that right up forefront and center. Okay, now that also, I guess, have to consider the kind of business we're in. If you happen to be in a business that requires a large upfront capital, uh, you already have that fear base attached to it. If you don't go to work, we're going to lose a bunch of money. So that already is going to get you going. Okay. If you happen to be in a business that doesn't require a lot of upfront capital, where today, nowadays, with technology, all these things, there's so many ways to become a business owner and become profitable in the early stages without taking on that same level of risk as if someone were to open a restaurant or something along those lines, right? So if that's the case where we don't have that upfront capital and we don't have that fear base, then we need to learn how to get that inspiration going. Okay. Now, even if we do start a business where it's a lot of upfront capital, eventually we do still need to shift that fear based running scared to running to. We want to shift from running from to running to, because that's just a healthier way of living. Life's a lot more fun waking up chasing a goal and a dream than to avoid bankruptcy, let's say, right? So that's the first one is get fueled and fired up on why you're doing it. What is it that gets you going? Have that goal forefront, face center. I don't know the combination there, so I just throw it all in there, and read it a couple times a day. Always envision it, and that would always guide you. That's like your compass. Okay, so number one is that is having your goals and knowing your outcome. Number two, we're going to finish on two of many points. So I got to pick now. Two, I'm going to pick having thick skin, right? Understanding no's, understanding that it's a part of the process. And when it's your own business, sometimes we kind of take it personally when we shouldn't, right? It's just a level of expectation, right? If I look at all great businesses, no one ever really has 100% market share anyway, right? Look at coffee, for example. None of the coffee chains have 100% market share, right? Look at food, whatever it might be, clothing. There's not one company that has 100% market share. So you need to expect in business to have some no's, right? And the minute we expect that, then no's become a lot easier. I'm a big sports fan. I love watching sports, and I relate a lot of what I learn in business to sports too. And the best players, the best baseball player, only hits approximately 3 out of 10, right? The best basketball players, look, they practice every day just to make X amount of percent of shots, all right? So no one's going to hit 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. And as numbers get bigger, we're definitely not doing 1,000 of 1,000. So we need to learn to expect and embrace the no's as a part of the process. So if you ever hear us say trust the process, that's what we're talking about. And we got to change our relationship with no. This happened a couple times. Last video, I talked about changing your relationship and definition of the word work. I think in a future video, we got to talk about that is how to attach what our meaning is to certain things that happens. And that's gonna help us. That's a part of this. Um, to me, no is part of the process. Expect it. And whenever I get a no now, I don't take it personally. I take it as feedback. I take it as what is it that I need to learn? What is it that I can do differently to get a better result down the road, right? So the no we always say is like a vitamins, right? You you have to take it daily. If you're not getting no's on a day-to-day basis as a business owner, we're most likely not moving forward, right? Someone just told me recently, um, yes builds your business and no builds your character, and I love that. So I'm going to keep that. Yes builds your business and a no builds your character. All right. Hey, due to interest and time, I'd love to share with you a story where by your doorstep you keep a basket of imaginary no's. Maybe I'll just do a special video on that, attach it to this somehow. I don't know. All my friends who are helping me do this Facebook Live and this page, maybe you have some ideas on how I can do that because it's such a big topic. The no's on its own, and that's a great story. A story I remind myself all the time to go out there and be strong and take the no's daily because that's what's going to help me grow my business, right? Maybe I'll end on this. In business, I realize there's three types of people, and you got to realize this. There's the type of people that think you're going crazy, right? And on Facebook, there's There's a few of them, right? If we say we got a new job, we get 1,000 likes, and if we say we start a business, there's crickets, right? So the first type think we're crazy. The second type goes, all right, let's see what he's going to do, and then I will make my decision based on that time. And then on the third one, there's the ones that always go, man, I knew you can do it. I believed in you from day one. And what I realized in my business journey is those three people are actually the same person, right? So their narrative is going to change as your success changes. Their narrative is going to change as how you see yourself changes. So those no's are just temporary, right? That's why I go back to the goals. That's very, very important to pull you through those times, right? So today I'll just give you those two, is having your goal forefront and center, and let that be your compass, your GPS that drives you on a daily. And just be okay that throughout this journey, throughout this process, we're going to get some no's along the way. It's nothing personal. It's more of a reflection of where they're at, and you stay true to your goals, your dreams, and you put in that time, and it will work for you. Okay, so that's my bit for today. Man, it goes quick. There's a lot more points I'd like to talk about. We'll leave that for a later date, okay? Good morning. I'm loving all the comments. Thank you for joining me every Wednesday and Friday coming in the new year. It'll be at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time without skipping a beat, all right? So thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys. Let's go win the day, okay? Kick some butt today. Bye, guys.